Well, hello there and welcome to another episode of Black Lodge Ramblings from the Black Lodge. I'm your host, hope you're keeping well. Got a bit more light in here today, so I'm hoping it looks alright. What's been happening, what's been going on? Well, I did record this probably 3 weeks ago when I did the Kentucky bottle haul. If you've not watched it, get watching that. Did the Kentucky bottle haul and thought to myself, I've got Black Lodge ramblings in me, and I made it. And then, was that the one I put up after I'd made the first one? And even though it had the weird code numbers, I don't know where that's coming from on the new laptop. Really shiny, look at that. A Drinks Whisky exclusive laptop. And then I watched it back and it was a bit more ranty and shouty than I normally do. And I thought, I'll sit on it. And then after some consideration, I thought, this ain't it. That's not how I want to articulate what I was trying to say. So since then, I've been here, I've been there, I've been everywhere. I finally got the opportunity to settle down. I've actually typed up some notes. So it's still a rambling, but it's a bit more structured. Maybe might keep this type of format, or might go back to just the rambling one, but I figured you guys deserve at least a bit more than just me shouting and stuff. Before we get underway, we are going to pour this, which I'm sure you all know and love. Springbank 12 Cask Strength, the latest bottling. This was opened in the other Black Lodge rambling video that I deleted. And I'm just thinking about it. I probably shouldn't have deleted it without showing the bottle opening, but you can see it's opened, so we don't really care. Now, it was Springbank week. Love that. And also the Campbelltown Festival week. And the word on the street, I never went. The word on the street is it's a bit hit or miss. It felt a bit of a cash grab this year by a few companies who will remain nameless. Example being the Drams board. You buy your tokens, you go, you do it. Then the next day the tokens aren't valid, it's different tokens. Same people, but they now need to buy different tokens and they weren't told that the day before. So quite a few people lost a fair bit of money, and you can imagine they weren't too happy about that. Then you had the Malt Barns dinner, where very small, hottest ticket in town dinner, and you have, I believe you get a selection of single casks and you all try them and you go vote for your favourite, and then by the end of the dinner you get a beautiful presented bottle of Springbank, special edition with your name on it and all that. Only this year they flung a dummy and it was a Kilkerran. Now Kilkerran's nice, we all like Kilkerran, but for the money paid, there's a lot of unhappy punters, I know that. However, bottles came out, people really liked the festival bottles. I wasn't there, as I said, but good friend picked me up the Long Row, which is 16 port cask, Springbank 10 and Fijian rum casks, and then the last one was the Hazelburn 8 in bourbon and Oloroso. I have heard of the three, the pick is the Long Row, the Ruby port cask, so I'm looking forward to trying that. I've also heard the Springbank is just rum. The cask completely dominates the spirit and it just tastes like rum. And I'm not the biggest rum fan, and I don't mind it, but rum cask whiskey really kind of rubs me up the wrong way a lot of the time. So I'm going to reach out to my whiskey group and see if anybody just wants this at cost, because I could open it. I just know I'm not going to like it. So we'll get them back on the shelf. Now, down to business. This, on the nose, is just an absolute delight. I'm sure you would have managed, most people I think on this round managed to get a bottle, which is great, and we'll come on to some of the factors around that. But just that funk, there's quite a, I would say it's subdued sherry but you're still getting that kind of woody, but I want to say bourbon vanilla, but there's just a lot going in it. You can sit with this for ages. You just get that immediate Springbank Campbelltown funk. Aye, it's just really good. You're not here for a review of this. And nor shall I be giving you one. Let me huff and huff. So down to brass tacks, what else has been happening? Well, since that video, I've ditched it. I've been to Germany again. You might have seen my kind of vlog style video where I went to Munich for the Romania-Ukraine game at the start of the Euros. Great fun, very little whiskey involved, more beers. I went back to Dortmund on Wednesday night to watch the Dutch play the English, and you all know the result of that. And as I'm filming this on the Saturday, they're going to play tomorrow. I live in England, my child is half English, but I also got married in Spain. So you can weigh it up. I want football to be the winner. Nah, to be honest, I don't really care who wins. I think the English have done really well. I think the Spanish have done really well. I would say Spanish are favourites. If Spain pulls it off, fair enough. If England pull it off, that's phenomenal. They deserve to win it. Great. So we'll just park that there. However, in Germany, I had a bottle that was here, but I grabbed it and took it. Didn't get to video with it. Got a photo with it. I'll show you. It's the Thompson Brothers, the extra value bottle they brought out. That looks a lot like Tesco, the old branding of Tesco. Opened it up. It was gifted to him. We have a football bet every year. He won. That was a bottle. And right away, off the nose, I was kind of shocked that it was as good as it was, because bear in mind it had been in my suitcase on a plane, rattling about, came out, probably sat for about 8 hours, and then got opened. But immediately I took the notes. I've got them here. It was waxy on the nose, and it's a Clynelish Glenord blend. Waxy on the nose, a lot of yellow fruit, like kind of unripe mango, peeled mango. There was pineapple cubes in there when you left it a little bit longer. Not so much confectionery sugar, but just that kind of, that very distinct pineapple cube candy sweet smell. On the palate, still light, very vibrant, bit of waxiness still in it. That's obviously the Clynelish. Nice medium finish. It was light and fruity, and that was probably the best thing I could say about it, because we went back for more. Now bear in mind, we opened that bottle after the match, and we'd had a long day of beer drinking. We weren't drunk, well, we were drunk, we were tipsy, but we were finding that it was going down so easy and so well. We ended up doing about half the bottle between 4 of us, and then I gave it back to my friend because it was his gift. I am, however, the highest praise, I'm going to buy another bottle. I've found somewhere with some in stock. If you find it, buy it. It's fantastic. Thompson Brothers do it again. We all know I'm a massive fan of Thompson Brothers. Goes without saying. I'd got it direct from them when they sent down 2 of the single casks I've got. So I've put single casks on my shelf. They're normally not up, but I thought for this video I'll put them on the shelf. Great, really good. I also got where is it? I've also got Ardmore that I'm quite looking forward to. 2 refill barrels. I think there's some peated Ardmore in this. I can't remember what they call the peated one. But I've got that as well to look forward to. So really keen for that. And it wasn't a spree. Don't go on sprees. They let you save your bottles for then one delivery run. Otherwise it's like £15 a delivery. So I normally just do that. So aye, Thompson Brothers, fantastic. Really happy. It's a really good podcast. I'm going to put the name of it here. I can't remember it off the top of my head. I listened to it in Germany on the way back. Really good insight into what their kind of viewpoint is in the market, what they're trying to do, how their pricing structure works, how the balloting works and stuff like that. Give it a listen, because I think it factors into the way the market's going. And I think that leads on really nicely to talk about, I said about the Springbank being able to pick it up. There's been a slight downturn. I say slight. Maltdaq, one of the buy-sell whiskey sites, has ceased. They are no longer going to be trading. They cited a downturn in the market, a downturn in demand. It became a bit of a flipper's paradise where it was just constant new bottles as opposed to a kind of more, I think they were hoping for a more staggered kind of general whiskey marketplace, and it just became this race to the bottom. So it's gone. I've sold some bottles on it, that's known. That's part of how I funded going to Kentucky, and I've bought some off it, and the service was always great, and it was trusted. So it's sad to see it go, but big positive is that should hopefully mean that we'll start to see more bottles becoming available to the average drinkers. I know that the Turbo just released last week there, the Glenallachie Mico Tor Turbo Peated. There's nowhere for that to quick flip anymore. So I'm hopeful that there'll be a slight change. We've also got the changes in the tax laws for auctions and stuff, and it seems everybody's starting to go, oh, hang on a minute, this isn't a quick win, and that means that for us we can pick up what we need. So there's been a lot of kind of shifts in markets. I think that I've seen recently as well the auction sites. There's been a decrease in stock. Now I don't know if that's because, as I say, that the taxation law is changing, or there's just less people trying to flip. But you can still pick up, there's still some bargains, and there's still some stock coming that's obviously collection stock. I picked up a half bottle of Pre-Fire Heaven Hill. By half bottle, I mean, like, I think it's a 35ml bottle. Not 35ml, 350ml bottle of it. That UPS couldn't deliver, sent it to a shop wouldn't let me show ID on my phone because my ID was away. So then it gets sent back to Whisky Auctioneer, and now I'm having to pay to get it delivered again. Now it's going to cost me the same price as the bottle. So that's on me. What else can we rant about, or ramble about rather? That's good. Another positive of the marketplace, it's nice to have positives, it really is. A positive is, Thompson Brothers alluded to it, Glasgow's alluded to it, it's the pricing. The pricing's starting to stabilise, starting to come down a little bit. The Dramface podcast spoke about this recently as well. So we need that. We need the pricing to come down, be a bit more realistic. Otherwise we're going to end up with a ton of dust bottles just sitting on shelves forever, not going anywhere. You'll start to see it more and more, these sales. But a lot of sales recently, a hell of a lot of sales. Craft 56, I think they were, had a massive blowout sale. I ended up paying £12 for this. Granted, it's the 500ml version of it, and it's the older one that people aren't too keen on, but for £12, of course you're going to buy it. So we're starting to see that, but Glasgow's starting to stabilise the prices. They're now up to 700ml. Great. Ardnamurchan, they've brought out the mid-J and bottles like that. They're all about the 50 quid mark. They're stabilising. Thompson Brothers, they're bringing out these amazing blends, Glenleash and Glenord for 35 quid, 30 quid. It's all positive, so we just need a wee bit more of that. However, there's still people in the market that think the money's infinite for anything whiskey related. Berry Brothers, I'm talking about you here. The recent release of this Glens and Valleys, or whatever you're calling it, where you've got, now I wrote this down to get this right, you have got £105 for a 13-year-old Linkwood or a 14-year-old Blair Apple. Like, what are you smoking? Who's paying that in this market? Now I understand that you've got the premium brand and the premium buyers and that, but the reality is the people buying these independent bottles from yourselves or anyone can buy them elsewhere and can buy them cheaper. Oh, but they're no our casks. That's fine, but that's a gamble that people aren't willing to pay £50 on. Now the reason I know about this release is because there was a flurry, or let's say the usual flurry of social posting about this. And this is what I was talking about in the previously filmed Black Lodge Ramblings that got shelved for being too ranty. It got me thinking about, like, well, why are these people invited every time, these same people? Why do these people never call it out? Why do these people never give an opinion They give a viewpoint, they give a PR blog, but they never give an opinion on what they think and how they feel about it. And the one that triggered me the most recently was Kiefer Sutherland's Canadian whisky launch. Let me just pull it up. It's called Springbank Whisky, Canadian whisky. It goes anywhere between £42 to £50 a bottle. And it was launched in the UK, and a group of whisky people, I don't want to say influencers, but whisky influencers, social, YouTube, whatever, were invited. And some of them got to meet Kiefer and get their bottle signed, gifted of course, and some of them got to go and watch Kiefer play guitar and drink some of the Springbank cocktails. And then some of them just got sent bottles. And guess what? It was amazing. The whiskey's amazing, the whiskey's great. Goes great in cocktails, neat, great expression of Canadian whiskey from these people. And then you had Vin PF, No Nonsense Whiskey. He was sent a bottle from PR and he tried it, and his review was, it's not good. It's actually quite bad for what they're doing, for the price point, for the coverage, for the people they're trying to sell it to, for the tasting notes. It's not good. You can buy so much better whiskey for it, and you can find his video quite easily. Vin's No Nonsense Whiskey, Springbank Whiskey review. And so off the back of that, these things were annoying me, and I'd made this, it's been annoying me for a while, made this Instagram reel, never make them, made it quickly. It was when the Scottish First Minister was resigning, and there was some mainstream media basher guy outside complaining about them, about how it's always the same people that get invited in, and he doesn't get invited inside, and they all go to the same school and stuff. And I thought that's quite pertinent to the point about the whisky influencers, and it's the same people at the same things all the time. And so I thought I'd do tongue in cheek of that, and then cut to like a very clearly mocking of myself as well, and my type of videos where it's me drinking and me out and about, and not as professional and not as clean cut and not as PR friendly. And it went viral for me. Normally my videos do 300 views, 400 views on Instagram. You're talking about 100,000, 105,000, and I could see who was sharing it as well, which was quite interesting. And the people that were liking it, and there was a lot of industry folk. So I thought, I'm touching a nerve here, like it's the same people that go to all these things and whatever. Didn't get an invite after it for anything, but that's not the point. But then it led me down this wee rabbit hole of the messages I got from people, because some people messaged me and said, have you ever noticed X? Have you ever seen this? Have you ever seen that? And I thought, I'll have a little look. Now I'm being vague deliberately here, but there's social tools you can look at, where you can look at people's followings and how they gain followers and when they gain followers and the scale at which they gained them. And bear in mind, we're in whisky, quite a niche topic, so you kind of know there's a ceiling of where you're going to hit. Then you notice little like kind of messaging groups. You notice that it's all kind of pat on the back comments that come in from the same group of people, and so you can go and look at that and you can think, oh yeah, David, you're getting too into it. You care too much. Who cares? And I care, because at the end of the day, I do this off my own back. I put time and effort into it. I take the pictures, I buy the bottles. I've never had anything for free. The only bottle that's ever been gifted to me was for a charity tasting. That was from Woven. That was from Peter Woven, and that was fully disclosed. It's an easy one because I like their stuff, so that was good. Got to share it with people. Fantastic. But why it annoys me is because you guys watching this at the other side are seeing this, and I don't want tarred with the same brush. That my integrity can be easily bought to watch a celeb play a guitar. My integrity means more to me than that. And there's great people out there. Aquaviti, Roy, he talks about it. You've got Ralphie, always talks about the integrity. It's great. You've got Vin, No Nonsense, he talks about it. You've got there's loads, Whiskey Novice and all, who are very clear. But you've also got people, when Vin gets it, or maybe Jeff Whisky gets something sent, he calls it out right away and says, I was sent this by X. I've tried it, I like it, I don't like it. perfect. Where it starts to annoy me is I went down that rabbit hole of looking at posts and try to figure it out. It never mentions, a lot of them just don't mention gifted, PR, invite, the value exchange that's going on of we'll invite you if you do nice things for us. Because you never see the negative sides. Now, I'm not saying all these events would have any negative sides. I'm just, it puzzles me a little bit. So why, I don't post much on Instagram as much as I used to. I try and focus on the YouTube, but why would I care if I'm doing the YouTube? Well, I care because it's starting to encroach into YouTube land as well. These videos, we all make these videos. Some people make beautiful looking videos, by all means. Some people, it's a phone, doesn't matter, it's the content that matters. We all enjoy it, Whisky Tube, fantastic. But when I go somewhere, it's pretty evident. You see me go on the plane, I'm going here, Kentucky or whatever, it's all off my own back. Every cent of it, every penny, all off my own back. When people are flown in for fancy dinners or flown to distilleries for fancy tours or behind the scene look, and content comes out and it looks like it was made by a brand, it's because it was made by a brand. It was paid for by a brand. It was paid for in some way. It's not honest content. Now, I don't care that people are getting paid by brands to make content. I don't care that people are getting flown to places to do it. I only care that they tell us. That's all I care about. Now, this seems to be infecting the whisky scene now. This is something that's affected every form of like YouTube scene, beauty, bloggers, vloggers, the camera scene. I love watching camera content. It's happened with them with Insta 360 recently and stuff. So what I'm asking is just be honest, just call it out. If you're going to start bashing stuff and then it seems to link back to private interests that you may hold, then there's something to be called out there. If you start praising something and it's linked to you receiving revenue and income from them, there's something interesting there to talk about. Like, we have to understand this. I am not accusing anyone of anything. I'm not saying anything of anything. I'm just saying that we have to be very careful going down this road, because at the end of the day, it tars us all with the same brush. Now I'm not talking to audience now, I'm talking to YouTubers and whisky creators of all sorts. Just disclose what you're doing and then no one cares. It's the same as the integrity of a bottle of malt. Tell it it's non-chill filtered. Tell us if it's cask strength. You know, like tell us it's a colouring. We expect that. So tell us if someone's paying you or giving you something for you to produce the content. That's all I need to know. Quite ranty. I need a sip of the beer after that. And I know full well, me saying this and doing this doesn't incur any favours, doesn't help me in any way. I don't care. It's not about that. It's about just standing up and saying, look, let's be honest. Can we be honest about this? And I think I want to put it back to the audience. You guys are kind enough to lend me your time. If you're still watching at this point, amazing, especially after all that. You lend me your time, you lend me your ears, your eyes. Can you lend me your opinions on this? How do you feel? Are you aware of this? Do you see it? I'm sure you do. A lot of you would see it in plain sight. A lot of people messaged me before about it, calling stuff out for other people, and I said, well, yeah, you just kind of have to deal with it. There's not a lot we can do. But I think it's getting to a stage where the flipping's going down a bit, the investments are going down, so can we start talking about just a bit more transparency, a bit more of that? Let me know. I'd love to know in the comments. And if you're at this stage and you've not subscribed, please subscribe and like and hit the bell and do all the YouTube stuff for me. It really helps. I've had some lovely emails recently from some viewers. I won't name them, but thank you, really appreciate it. As I said, we do this. I do this off my own back. Put time into this. I have a young family. This is my little escape. I don't want other people spoiling it for me. And that's the only reason for this rant. Whew. Well, did I end it there? is that the note we end it on? It's a bit doom and gloom. Speaking of Springbank and that, I got the latest Kilkerran heavily peated. Now if you've watched the channel for a long time, you know that I'm stuck in this cycle of these heavily peated bottles, that I made the mistake of saying to myself I will not open one until the set is complete. And then they moved away from like peat in progress or whatever it said, malt in progress here, to small batch, and I was like, yes, I've finally done it. And no, they're on batch number 10, and I don't know how many of these are going to do. So please, Mitchell's, Glengyle, can you just stop putting the batch number on? Ooh, edit. Because I'm filming in 6K, proper 6K, I can only do 30-minute limits, and I hit the 30-minute limit. But anyway, that'll give you an insight of how much I edit out this video. I hope you've enjoyed that Black Lodge ramblings. Wasn't as upbeat and cheery as I hoped at the end there, but I hope you can understand my frustrations. I hope you can understand that any time that anything like that comes up, I'll always put the ad, hashtag gifted. I'll always put something like that. I'll be very clear about it. And all the best ones do. So aye, on that note, cheers, hope you're keeping well. There's more content coming. So aye, you've got that to look forward to. We're also going to have a couple of bottle haul videos. I think just go through some of the new pickups, the new bottles, what's going on. And aye, I'll leave it at that. Take care, speak to you later. Cheers.